Shirt. Give it up for Steve!
Hi guys. Guys, I have a little problem. I have like 3 things I want to talk to you guys about. So have you guys ever read the Choose Your Own Adventure books? Great. Help me out. Let's play a game. I have 3 stories that I can talk about. One involves my dad, one involves a breakup story, and one involves Columbia College. Can I get some help? Which would...
Your dad! Dad!
My dad?
Yeah.
Great. Great, okay. So, my dad actually is the first person who introduced me to comedy by accident. And my dad is about yay high. He's a squinty-eyed little stocky fellow, and he's very nervous around people. He's always like, yeah, yeah. That's like his go-to response. And he's a handyman, so he does things on his own. He does things his own way, right? So my mother asked him to change a light bulb. A simple, simple act, right? So my father, instead of getting a step stool, because that wastes time, he gets on the back of our old, like 20-year-old couch, and he's not, he's kind of a fat ass. So he's not very well balanced, and he's on his tippy toes, changes the light bulb, and all of a sudden the couch snaps in half, like somebody karate chops her. And all of a sudden everything turns into slow motion. Now I'm 6 years old and I'm sitting on the ground playing with my Ninja Turtles toys. And I'm like cramming them into my Jewel Osco truck because my father never got me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pizza mobile. And I've never forgiven him for it. Anyways, everything turns into slow motion as my father is like transformed into this Olympic diver, just spinning through the air. You know the scene in Free Willy where the whale jumps over the boy? And the boy's like, yeah, you're free! And the whale... this is what happened. My father was the whale, and he's diving over me, and instead of landing in the ocean, my father lands on our glass coffee. Yeah, it was epic. He like WWE powerbomb finish. It was amazing, and so glass goes everywhere, and I'm just like assaulted with like glass. And so now it's a murder scene. There's like a body laying on the floor, and there's glass everywhere, and the lighting is swinging everywhere. And the glass light bulb is shattered laying next to my father. And I remember my father gets up, brushes himself off, not a scratch on him. And he goes, well, that was the last fucking light bulb. And my skin was tingling from microscopic pieces of glass, but I started laughing because it was I didn't even realize why. And my father, realizing what had just happened and what he just said, started laughing. And my mother, who had seen what happened and heard what my father said, didn't start laughing. She was pissed off. Because in the process of changing the light bulb, my father had broken the couch off the table and the light bulb. And it was my first introduction into comedy, and ever since then I was just like, I gotta just stick around this guy and just write down all the shit he does. So he's the type of guy who brings a metal ladder in a lightning storm. And we had a driveway that was at a 45-degree angle, and he opens this metal ladder in the rain, in a lightning storm, with a metal ladder, and walks up it to clean the gutters, and he slips and falls and cracks his head on the cement. And before he comes inside to check to see how his head is, he walks back up and cleans the rest of the gutters. And for that, I respect him. Because he hasn't died yet. And it's people like that where you're like, yeah, they get into some dumb shit, but they are good, they are crafty. One more story about my father, let me think. He tests electrical outlets we were rewiring the basement, and there's electrical wiring, and to test to see if a electrical wire is active, he lifts his index finger and fingers it. Yeah, that's my dad, and that's all I got. Thank you.